Plaintiff Steve Schuneman and his fiancée Kelly Little say Kelly worked hard to provide for the defendant after giving birth to him at a young age. However, he became entitled. They're suing Kelly's son for the balance due on 2 cell phones. Defendant Jonathan Pike says that he moved out and dropped out of school after he got into an argument with his mom's ex, but says he got a job and is supporting himself. Jonathan does not believe he owes the plaintiffs for anything.
Start with you all.
I was a mom at 17. I became John's mom at 17. I went to school and worked 2 jobs just to make sure that I didn't become a statistic. I didn't want to become another teen mom who didn't finish. So I made sure that I finished. I finished high school. I took care of Jonathan. I ended up getting a job with the state of New York. Throughout the time, Jonathan had become spoiled. He was entitled. He felt that he didn't have to pay anything back because I took care of everything.
What ages?
Throughout his whole life. Instead of buying him Payless sneakers, I was buying him Jordans. Instead of buying him Walmart clothes, I was buying him Aeropostale.
Okay, how was he performing in school?
He decided to quit school at
And you still bought him Jordans?
16. I did.
Okay,
I did.
Go ahead.
I did what I could because I felt bad that I was a single mom, and I felt bad that I was doing it all by myself. And he became a father in June of 2018. He started to pick his life up. He started to act the way he was supposed to act. He works nonstop.
Good. Doesn't sound like he feels too entitled. Kid who feels entitled doesn't work nonstop. They work as little as they can, and they beg for what they need and buy what they want.
That's how it was growing up
Right.
until he had his daughter.
Good. You taught him something. He learned from you because he's doing the right thing as an adult.
Started to pick his life up. He started to act the way he was supposed to act. He works nonstop.
Doesn't sound like he feels too entitled. Kid who feels entitled doesn't work nonstop. They work as little as they can, and they beg for what they need and buy what they want.
Plaintiff Steve Schuneman and his fiancée Kelly Little are suing Kelly's son, who claims he moved out of Kelly's home after getting in an argument with his mom's ex.
Go ahead.
In October of 2018, him and his girlfriend asked if we would put their phones in our name.
Okay, and before we get to that, let me allow him to give some background. Sir?
All right, so pretty much, as she said, I did drop out of school. As for why? Honestly, I didn't really see any interest in it. All the things that they were teaching me in school, I honestly thought that it wasn't gonna put food on my plate. So I figured I dropped out at an early age so that I can get the jump start on working, and
That worked out for you?
honestly, yes, it did.
All right. What skills do you have? What skill did you obtain?
Construction, cooking, just.
Okay.
As for her saying she still continued to buy me Jordans, I bought my own stuff.
After
She
you
didn't
had a
say
job.
continue. She said she did while you were a teenager.
Yes, teenager, but like 15, 16, I decided that I wanted to leave home because it just wasn't working
You
out.
left at 15 or 16?
Yes.
Okay, I guess she wasn't buying Jordans after that, were you?
He left because I got with my fiance, and my fiance was in the Army, and he was very strict. And it was do this, this, and this.
Is that when he dropped out as well?
Your Honor,
No.
He dropped out before that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yes?
I left when she was with an ex of hers before she got with Steve.
Okay. And you say that was because why?
Pretty much, he would argue about the bills not being paid, everything else, and I pretty much told him, get a job and they'll get paid, and he didn't like that.
And you had to go.
No, I left because I didn't want to
No,
do
you
it.
had to go.
No, I didn't have to.
Yes, you did.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. You told that man that you had to go. I promise you. All right. Tell me about the cell phones, ma'am.
In October, he asked if we could put phones on in our name. He had said he would do it.
Do you remind him how big he talked? You hear how big he talked today? I know he didn't come to you.
No, he did come to
No,
me.
not the man who left high school because he wanted to get a jump start on his career and make plenty of money. I got all kind of skills, Your Honor. Did you remind him of that when he came for the cell phones? Because I'm reminding him, because he talked real big to him. Yes, sir.
Wasn't really me who came for it. Okay, so my girlfriend.
Who came?
Well, she's not here, but.
Your girlfriend?
Yes.
You sent your woman. That's even worse.
No. Cell phone wasn't for me.
You sent your woman to your mother to get the money.
We told them that if we were to do this, that he would be responsible. Mm-hmm. They decided that they didn't want to pay the bill anymore after April.
Why? Did they tell you why?
It was excuse after excuse.
You said the man was working hard, though.
They were just excuse after excuse.
What do you think was happening to the money? You're the one that said he worked nonstop.
I think that he was paying all the bills and she wasn't paying anything.
But if he's working nonstop, that's enough to pay cell phone bills.
Not when you're paying all the rent, all the cable, all the phones, all the everything, food, everything.
And it's on how much you make.
I had.
My wife won't work. She refuses. I try to get her to. I've been asking her for 18 years, and she just won't.
I'm not like.
She said, I worked enough. So that's what his woman's saying. You heard him? He probably talked big to her. Baby, I got all kind of skills.
Yeah.
Got plenty of money. Dropped out so I can get a head start on the money. That's why I got plenty of money. So that's what she said. Oh, well, I had to work. So don't be surprised.
I wish that was there.
I talk big on TV. My wife saw me one day, said, oh. You doing all that? I don't have to work. That's what happened, man. So don't criticize this woman for not working. He big talked her. He big timed her and she quit. Because he's big, real big. Except for the cell phone bill. Let's see here. Tell me about the cell phone, sir.
This is what was due.
You can give it to me.
April.
Tell me about the cell phone, sir.
Okay, so pretty much the cell phones as it is, she says we weren't paying, but in all reality, I had come to them for a loan. For a vehicle.
You?
A loan for a vehicle, yes.
No.
Yes.
Not the man, Mr. Jumpstart for the money. I don't need school. I don't see how it's relevant. I was trying to tell you and give you some friendly advice. I was going to say, perhaps you should go and get a skill that is interchangeable, that gives you some type of paperwork. Employers want paperwork now. They want to see that you had the discipline. They know they need skilled workers now. There are no more unskilled jobs.
October, he asked if we could put phones on in our name.
Do you remind him how big he talked? You hear how big he talked today? I know he didn't come to you.
No, he did come to me.
Not the man who left high school because he wanted to get a jump start on his career and make plenty of money. I got all kind of skills, Your Honor.
Plaintiff Steve Schuneman and his fiancée, Kelly Little, are suing Kelly's son, who claims he moved out of Kelly's home after getting in an argument with his mom's ex.
Tell me about your money, sir. Why haven't you paid the bill?
Okay, so pretty much they gave me the loan, okay? Mm-hmm. I kept asking them. Hold on. I kept asking them, are you sure this is not going to break your pockets? They kept telling me, no, it's not. It's not. I asked them over and over again, are you positive? No, it's not. I was going to go get the vehicle the next day, and they automatically want the loan back. See, now my problem was, okay, like, you kind of wanted to do me like that, so I took the cell phones and I sold them. Because I had to do what I had to do for my children.
You know what you got to do for your children? Go and get a skill so that you can increase your wages and so that you can afford those children without having to steal and sell phones. That's what you have to do. Judgment for the plaintiff, $1,584. Good luck. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Honestly, I'm sorry that I had to come down to this.
Sorry, we had to take you to court.
But I've learned it now, so it's not going to happen again.
I'm really sorry it came to this.
Okay.
I love you.
Love me too.
Plaintiff Tina Jewell was friends with the defendant, and Tina claims the defendant was not a good mother, and she gave her children away. Tina's suing because she sold a puppy to the defendant, but the defendant failed to pay. Defendant Tanya Chandler says the only reason she lost custody of her children was because family members lied about her being neglectful. Tanya refuses to pay Tina for the puppy because the puppy was a terror who destroyed her property.
Start with you.
Okay, I met Tanya in the mid-90s. We met through a mutual friend. We've been friends, hung out each other. And she was having some complications with her family and children. And so I brung her to Kentucky, where I live at now.
When was that?
I moved to Kentucky in 2008.
When did she come?
She came in 2011.
She lived with you?
Yeah, she lived with me.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, after that, we were going out places. We were traveling, going to different states, having fun together. And I was trying to talk her into going back home to be with her kids.
Why?
She has 6 kids that she doesn't take care of. So I was trying to talk her into doing best what's for her.
You tried to talk her into going back. You're the one that had her leave.
No, she came there because the family didn't want nothing to do with her because she did give her kids up.
So what makes you think they're going to want something to do with her when she go back?
Some of them do now because she went back and tried.
Okay, go ahead.
So back in 2000...
Let's just sound odd. You get somebody to come live with me, girl. And then 6 months later, girl, you need to go on back. Did she do something wrong? How was she as a roommate?
Yeah, the reason she went back is because, yes, she did something wrong.
There you go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Back in 2014, I raised bull terriers.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked me if she could buy a puppy from me, which...
That's what we're getting into,
yes.
The crux of the case. Why don't she give me some background first, ma'am?
Me and Tina has known each other since 1990s, and we were like Thelma and Louise. We traveled a lot. We'd done a lot of ghost hunting, amusement parks.
Ma'am, are you on drugs?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Have you ever had a problem with opioids?
With what?
Opioids.
I have no idea what that is.
You know, okay. Go ahead, ma'am. You have those symptoms. You're rocking and you're doing that.
Well,
Maybe it's a
anyway,
disorder, and I apologize if you have a disorder of some sort. Do you?
yes, I do, Your Honor.
What is that disorder?
I have a lot of health issues right now.
Okay.
And anyway, Your Honor, we lost contact for a while. Then she finally convinced me to go spend a lot of time with my kids to be a mother. And I did. She made sure I went back.
What had happened earlier in life?
I had some complications to where people lied on me, and they...
About what?
About my kids, that I neglected them, and I
How?
did not.
What did they say you did to neglect them?
They said that I didn't change diapers, bathe them, didn't have a bed for each of them.
Who reported that? That you wouldn't change their diapers, you didn't bathe them?
It was actually family members that did that.
Why do you think they did it? You said family members, meaning more than one. Why do you think more than one of your family members pursued custody of your children, alleging that you failed to care for them? How many family members accuse you of that?
There's a couple.
Okay. And you don't know why?
Because they wanted them.
Okay. And that's what the judge ruled? The judge said, because the people who reported it wanted them, I'm going to give it to them.
No, Your Honor.
Right. Why did the judge say?
The judge ruled that I was mildly handicapped, and that's when they got
Oh,
to
okay. They
court.
took your child because you're moderately handicapped. That's what you're telling me now.
Yes, Your Honor.
They took your children because you are moderately handicapped. When did you find that out? After the first one or the sixth one?
The sixth one.
Okay.
Plaintiff Tina Jewell was friends with the defendant, and she claims the defendant is a bad mother who gave her children away.
So let's move on to the contract, ma'am.
Okay, yes, okay. Tanya and I wrote a contract out, and she agreed to pay me $200 a month until paid off. Well, she wasn't paying, so that's the reason I talked her into going back to Indiana to be with her kids. So I have pictures of the
What
dogs.
happened there when she went back, to your knowledge?
When she went back, I figured she would end up sending me some money.
No, what with her children? That's
With
where
her
I'm
children,
at.
she did get back with 4 of her kids.
Custody or just
No,
lived with them?
just visiting them.
Okay. All right. What is your understanding of the judge removing custody from her?
She did have reports in, and I don't know who it came from, but
Reports saying what?
saying that she wasn't a very good mother to the
Okay, and you
kids.
don't know why?
No.
Because she was moderately handicapped.
I don't know
Okay.
why. So.
All right. Go ahead, though.
But she, her mother has 4 of them. Her aunt has 1, and her cousin has 1.
All right, and you don't know anything about it. You called her to live with you. She went back home. That's the last you know. Go
That's
ahead,
what I heard.
ma'am.
Yes, when she went back home, we spoke for maybe 2 or 3 months, and then we didn't speak anymore for about 2 years because she sold the dog, and
So what, dog? Tell me what happened. Why are you suing her?
she had bought a bull terrier puppy from me. And
A what?
A bull terrier puppy.
When?
March 14th, 2014. And she agreed that she would pay me $200 a month. She never paid me, so that's when I talked her into going back home and being with her kids. And when she went back home to be with her kids, we spoke for maybe 2 or 3 months after that, and she's not paid me, and I haven't spoken to her. And
All right, ma'am. What do you want to tell me about what she's suing you for?
Well, she convinced me to go back to Indiana, and she throwed me herself, which I did. And then I promised one of my kids that I would bring them one of them Spuds McGee Target dogs. I was going to end up paying her the $1,500, but instead I didn't know that this dog was a terrifying wild animal.
First of all, let me correct you. It's 1,000, not 1,500.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
1,000, sorry, Your Honor. And I did not realize at the time that when I was a puppy, it was really cute, but as I got a little older, it started terrorizing my
At
kids.
what age?
About 6 months.
Go ahead.
Well, it started tearing up my personal belonging, my hygiene, my toilet paper.
And you hadn't done anything to train the dog? Because
No,
that's
I
what
did not,
has to
Honor.
happen. If
No, I
you
did
didn't
not, Your
train
Honor.
your dog, then that's your negligence. Why didn't you train your dog if you didn't want your dog to use the bathroom in the house and gnaw and tear on things? That's pretty common for dogs that haven't been trained.
I actually was pregnant at the time.
Okay. That's your defense, is that the dog start misbehaving and so you shouldn't have to pay? That's your defense?
Yes, I should
All
have to
right.
pay.
That's not a legal defense.
you
You've
want to ask her
denied,
what
pardon?
you want to ask her what she did with the money?
What'd you do with the money?
I went and spent it on wrestling tickets and male strippers and
Yeah, you on dope. All right. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Plaintiff April Rogers says she met the defendant when she was younger, and years later they reconnected and eventually got married. April claims the marriage only lasted a year because the defendant was jealous and insecure, and she's suing him today for unpaid rent. Defendant Keith Rogers says when he married April, he knew she was a stripper, but he had no idea she'd been arrested for prostitution. Keith is countersuing for half of a security deposit.
Start with you.
All right, I've been knowing Keith since like grade school. We reconnected in 2009. We got married in 2010. We really quickly divorced because of the problems, insecurities that he has.
How long after?
About a year. A year later, we divorced.
6 months.
6 months.
Well, it was
6
finalized
months,
a year later.
Go ahead.
From the insecurities that he has.
Like what?
He doesn't like me dressing certain ways. Doesn't like me going out, hanging out with my family. He thinks that I want attention.
Hanging out with
from
your family.
everybody.
That's what they call them now? Family.
No, I hang out with my sisters all the time. Like, that's the only
Well, I got
friends
them
I have.
security ways with you, though.
That's the only friends I have is my sisters.
That was the primary problem in the marriage?
No, that probably wasn't the primary problem. Like, he just doesn't like my whole lifestyle. I think it's my whole lifestyle he doesn't like.
How long did you all date?
And she's correct,
year.
Your Honor.
A year, and he didn't know of your lifestyle? He couldn't learn of your lifestyle in 1 year?
I guess he didn't.
So you hid certain things within that year?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't hide things.
Well, why didn't he know?
No, like, some of the past stuff, some of the past things that happened to me when I was
You didn't say that. You said my lifestyle.
My
That's a
past
big
lifestyle.
difference from my past.
My past lifestyle.
All right, so he didn't know about your past.
But I do like to dress very sexy. I won't say
Provocative.
provocative. I won't say provocative, but I do. This is how I dress, so it's not provocative. This is how I dress, so it's not provocative.
Judge probably looking at him
So he
now.
don't even
See, I'm looking already.
please. He want a woman that he want a woman to wear basketball. Whatever. He want a woman to wear basketball shorts and wear hair back and ponytails every day.
2
That's not
inches
me.
below the knee.
That's not me. Not at
Presentable,
all.
very
I'm very
ladylike.
presentable.
Plaintiff April Rogers is suing her ex-husband, who claims he knew April was a stripper when he married her, but he had no idea she'd been arrested for prostitution.
Go ahead, let me
into
hear
that.
some background from you.
Well, she's correct. We've been knowing each other since elementary, and you know she was a stripper, so you know once you slide down that pole, you know you'll do something else for some change.
That's not true. I'm saying, but
You'll do something else for some change, and that's
some will, but not all exotic dancers.
most. And
How you know? You must have been doing a lot of tricking. How do you know that most exotic dancers will have sex for money?
well, I don't like to pay to get teased, so that's basically what they do.
That's you. That's why I say
No,
you've done a lot of tricking.
No, that's
So
just
how do you know
that's how
most?
That's how the game goes. We're not naive to this. Ain't that how your show come on? We're not naive to the game. We're not naive to this.
I'm sorry.
but that's-
I'm sorry. I am naive to tricking. I ain't no trick, and I've never been a trick. So because you exchange money with prostitutes and I never have, don't say I'm naive to the game. Say I got the game and gone with it.
No, I
and then
said-
have to
no.
do no tricking.
No.
To get
I
no
didn't-
money.
I didn't say that you
Don't put me
did.
in your category.
I didn't say that. But anyway, that was my main issue with
All right,
April.
now I understand that. She has a charge of prostitution.
That was my main issue with April, and to me, she do dress provocative, and she's vindictive. She's very tempered. You know, she'll get mad over the least little thing. She'll cuss me out.
For real?
I could.
For real though. For
Ma'am,
real.
is this part of the lifestyle you're saying he didn't know?
No, that was
Oh, he knew
that
this.
happened when I was 19 or
I know.
19 years
He
old.
didn't
I am
know it, though.
33. He didn't know about that. No, he
That's
didn't.
what I'm saying.
No, I didn't
okay.
tell him about that.
All right, he knew you were an exotic dancer
Yes, Your Honor.
before he married you.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you know, you
Okay.
can overlook that. You know, that's
So
really
it was
not
this
much.
that you had a problem with.
Yes,
But
which
this
led into
occurred
the
in 01.
divorce. Which led into the divorce.
What she did in 01.
Basically, yes, her character, but it's
In 01.
yes,
In her early life.
right.
All right, so I hope you wouldn't hold stuff against me for my early life, because I wasn't doing no prostituting or anything like that, but I did a lot, I flipped the script on that part, if you know what I mean. Nonetheless, let's get to the lease you're suing her for, ma'am. Are you suing her for the time you all were married? Because that
No,
should have
we got divorced and then we got back together and then we went into this lease.
All right. What did happen during the second go-round, the second time around?
So
What were you all arguing about?
Stupid stuff.
We were just arguing about dumb stuff, just little stuff like leaving dishes in the dish drain, little dumb stuff. But it wasn't. It went too far when he sent me text messages calling me a hoe and who I'm hanging out with, I shouldn't be hanging out with.
How did you all end up moving, causing him to owe for the balance of the lease?
I was at work on a night and he sent me a text message with our bedroom empty,
Saying what?
saying this is what you wanted.
She dramatic.
And how did you respond?
I didn't respond. I left work. I actually had talked to my supervisor. I left work. And when I came home, I seen stuff was moved out. Knowing that what type of person he is, he moved right back into the apartment that we just moved out of. So I went over there and I waited for him to come out till he went to work.
To cause some more trouble.
How I
Right,
tried
and
to
so what did happen?
I asked him why he moved out. And he said, this is what you wanted.
Okay.
And I was like, how is what I wanted when I just
Okay,
asked
so
you, did you want counsel?
you all discussed the lease?
Yes, I told him, well, you need to pay me some money since you just moved out.
What did he say?
He's like, no, you make enough money to pay for that lease by yourself.
All right, and that's why you're suing him for his share.
Right.
Plaintiff April Rogers is suing her ex-husband, who claims he knew April was a stripper when he married her, but he had no idea she'd been arrested for prostitution.
All right, good enough, sir.
I don't owe her because I was threatened to move out. She told me to move out. I don't have that text message, but she texted me saying, now that you got your income tax, you can go on and move out. So I say probably about a week later, she was persistent with it. Get out, get out, get out, get out. She even threatened me. She was like, by the time I get through, you're gonna wish you would have moved out.
What do you have? I see you have some paperwork. What is that? You do tell him in October of 13 to get out.
That's untrue. That's all that is untrue. We just moved in October of 13.
Well, it's on record.
How long record on what?
Moved in, but sir, you didn't get out until February 14, so you must have had a lot of stuff to move. If she told you to get out in October, but yet you didn't complete your leave until February.
That's when it started. That's when it started. I overlooked that.
Okay.
But she would tell me to get out at least once a week or
this
twice
is
a
the
week.
defendant. You say, because I'm tired of arguing with you over stupid, little, small, petty stuff. I thought things would be different. You would be nicer and would have my back and support me. And basically, all I'm hearing is it was mutual arguments over petty things, and you just couldn't get along and stay together anymore. Your counterclaim for a security deposit, $375, is for what?
Half of the security deposit.
All right. Ma'am, did you receive anything back from the security deposit?
I still live there.
Okay, good enough. And sir, you don't get the money back until after she leaves and it's in the same condition that it was when you all moved in. So I'm not granting you that. And with regard to the remainder of the lease, it appears that you all separated because you couldn't get along. So I'm not going to have him carry the burden for you all's mutual problem. So therefore, I'm going to give you half of what you're asking for. So you pay half for your inability to get along after moving in with each other a year after you got divorced. $1,400 is your judgment. Have a good day. Your counterclaim is dismissed.
I don't have nothing to say to him. I'm good.
Likewise. I don't have nothing to say to her either.
He gonna go about his life, I'm gonna go about mine.
I just want her to leave me alone.
We recently spoke with defendant Keith Rogers, who said although he and plaintiff April Rogers stayed in contact after their case, they never got back together. Keith told us he moved out of state in 2016, and he recently got married in August of 2019.